Professor Eliza Inkberry. I am doing the first lesson in Gothic Gardening, which is in the Horticulture 101 at Darkside University. I'm really hoping this works because I've never used this software before, and I feel like I need visual aids to teach you about gardening. Nobody wants to just read about plants, they want to look at them. I'm a permaculturist. I mentioned that before in my intro video. I hope you watched that first. And everything that I talk about is kind of going to be from that perspective, but I do want to know if you consider yourself a dabbler, or you're just going to do a little bit. Maybe you just want one or two plants or some sculptures or something, or if you're a beginner that feels kind of terrified because you have a black thumb, or if you're an intermediate or an advanced or an expert gardener. That will really help how I address your questions. This is the cover of Gaia's Garden. I would consider it recommended reading. The garden here on the cover is one by Dr. Will Hooker in North Carolina, and I like the, use my arrow, I like this kind of sculpture here. It's actually, I think, some black driftwood, but I think that kind of horny looking driftwood, maybe I shouldn't say that, is going to be something that would be nice looking in a Gothic garden. So let me close that and we'll go to the next picture. So if you're a beginner gardener, a really good way to start is square foot gardening, and I'll send you some links to that in my syllabus. It's very simple. So you learn how to space your plants based on square feet, and you can get, say, 16 carrots to a square foot, or one cabbage, or that may be right, or one pepper plant, or one tomato, or one, of a ornamental. And so they have different spacings for different things, but it's just a raised bed. It's very linear. It's not necessarily all that ornamental, though you could paint that grid that you see right here an interesting color. You could do, say, a nice deep purple that's kind of a jewel tone, and then if you planted black and silver plants in there, it would be really cool looking. And you could mix that in with your edible plants too. So I have another picture here. There really is there's no Gothic gardening online, so I'm having to kind of make my own materials for you guys. This is an example of what a square foot garden can look like, and you can see here this is some salvia. So that is a flower. It's in the sage family, and you can use that as tea. The flowers are really good at attracting beneficial insects that will reduce the amount of pest control you have to do. Looking close, this looks like spinach. These are onions or scallions. We have some lettuce. That's 4 per square foot right there. They may have started out with more and eaten the early ones as baby greens and then left 4 to become bigger heads. That looks like radishes or arugula right there. I can't see this one. And they have what looks like sweet potatoes over here, and some interesting kind of corkscrews here. That looks like hazelnut Corylus contorta, which is a really weird looking hazelnut that's named for the contorted shapes of the branches, and it's used as a walking stick. It's just really weird looking. It's like a Medusa hair plant. And I guess they've cut some of the branches off of it here and put it in to act as a trellis for peas. I'm pointing with my finger and y'all can't see that, but right here, those are snow or snap peas that are going to climb up this kind of twisted looking natural trellis here. This is a tomato, and that's a pepper, and that looks like it's probably lemongrass. And then this here along the side I think is Lysimachia, which is an ornamental, and they've got some sedums here, and probably either arugula. I think that's arugula. But you could put a lot more ornamentals in here instead, or you could mix the two, because it's actually a really good idea to mix them, because you get a lot more kind of natural ecosystem interactions going on, and I'll talk about that more probably in next week's chapter. So the next photo, this is just container gardening, and they've used a lot of silver here.